Okay, good morning. Here's the next two set of little mini lectures, and then we'll look at our homework assignments. A certain number is divisible by 2 and by 7. Find three numbers that satisfy this condition. Okay, we're gonna look for some numbers, and what numbers?
That's to be divisible by 2 and by 7.
Okay, they have to be divisible by 2 and by 7.
Well.
So what do you think that number is going to look like?
Well, I have one.
What?
28.
28. Okay, so
it's 14 plus 14. That's divisible by 2.
Okay.
And it's 7 times 4.
Okay.
It's divisible by 7.
All right. So 28 is one of them. Sorry. Why don't you write it? Can't write through the tripod. 28. Okay. What's another one?
The other one is like this 28 plus 28.
Okay. What's that?
56.
56. Okay.
And see, well, 56 plus 56 is 112.
Okay. So 28, 56, and 112. Okay. That works.
That was quick.
that was actually pretty quick. Well, now I'm gonna add another little trick. Okay.
Little trick up the sleeve.
Little trick up the sleeve. And now we'll say a number divisible by 2 and by 7 and has a remainder of 1 and has a remainder of 1 when divided by 5.
Divided by 5? We don't have, it's only 2 by 7.
Well, the number is going to have this special property. It's divisible by 2 and by 7 and has a remainder of 1 when divided by 5. Oh, sorry. Of 1 when divided by 5. Okay?
You forgot the of.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do we know about multiples of 5?
Well, you have to end in a 0 or a 5.
They have to end in a 0 or a 5. Okay, so if it has a remainder 1, what's it going to end in?
By 6.
Or?
A 1.
Okay. Now, we know it's divisible by 2. So can a number that ends in 1 be divisible by 2?
A number that ends in 1 be divisible by 2? No.
No, okay. So we know this number is going to end in what?
6.
Okay. So we're looking, so that's a very helpful thing to know. So a number that's divisible by 2 and by 7 and has a remainder of 1 when divided by 5. So right away we know it's going to end in a 6. So what numbers, do you remember some of the numbers you had that were divisible by 2 and by 7?
By 2 and by 7 was 28
Okay.
and 56 and 112.
Okay, you found 28, 56, and 112.
Well, 56 ends in a 6.
Okay, so what's the remainder of when you divide 56 by 5?
Is 1.
It's 1, okay. Now there's another number that's divisible by 2 and by 7 that's even lower than 28.
14.
14, yeah. So 14 would have been another good number to find. Okay, very good. Okay, so that one of your homework problems is going to be a problem kind of like that. All right, you ready to go to the next one?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, here's the next problem. A 12-hour clock loses 5 minutes every day. How many days until the clock has lost 6 hours? Do you know what a 12-hour clock is?
Well, it's like one of those things over there.
Yeah, it is like one of those things over there.
That thing.
Well, why don't we show the camera what that is?
Yeah.
This thing over there. Here's our 12-hour clock. Okay, and it loses, how much does this clock lose?
5 minutes every hour, but
Yeah.
5 minutes every day.
5 minutes every day.
Don't actually do that. I
Yeah,
don't get the
not-
times mixed up.
Yeah, it wouldn't be so great if your clock lost 5 minutes every day.
Yeah.
Although that clock probably does. Anyway, okay, so it loses 5 minutes every day. How many days until the clock has lost 6 hours? All right. So what are the sorts of things we're going to have to know to figure out the answer to this problem?
Yeah.
Here, take this.
Pick that
Yeah.
up before Tinky eats it.
Yeah, okay. All right, so what are the things we're going to have to know to solve this problem? It loses 5 minutes every day, and we're going to try to figure out how long until it loses 6 hours.
Well, 10 days would be 5 times 10, which is 50.
Yeah.
It's 50 minutes.
50 minutes.
But it's way not close to 6 hours. Way.
Well,
50 minutes is way not close to 6 hours.
really? How many minutes is 6 hours?
It's 60 times 6. Well, 6 times 6 is 36, so it's probably 360.
Okay. 360 minutes. So why don't you write that down?
So, 6 hours equals 360 minutes.
Okay.
360.
Okay. You're writing a little bit off the screen. You got to try to write up here. I'll zoom out. Okay. 6 hours equals 360 minutes. And how many minutes does it lose every day?
Loses -5.
Okay. So how are we going to figure out how many days it takes to get to 360?
Minus 360.
No, well, it's 5 minutes every day is what it loses.
Well, 360 can be divisible by 5.
Okay. So what are we going to try to figure out?
5 times 100 is 500.
Okay. So,
That's over it.
okay. So what are you trying to figure out?
Trying to figure out how long it will take how many days it will take until the clock has lost 6 whole hours.
Okay, so that's going to be 360 divided by 5.
Mm. 36 divided by 5 is 7 with a remainder of 1.
Yeah, so
That doesn't help.
that doesn't help so much. Do you know a number that's close to 360 that's divisible by 5?
Well, 360 is divisible by 5.
Okay, yeah, but you don't know what it is. So what's a number that's close to 360 that you know is divisible by 5?
So, 300.
Okay. What's 300 divided by 5?
Okay. I know that 5 times 20 is 100.
Okay.
So it's going to be 5 times 60.
All right, 5 times 60 equals 300.
We just got to figure out how many 5s it's going to take to make 60.
Okay, so we got 60 left. So what's 60 divided by 5?
Oh, it's 12.
How did you know that?
Well, because I know that 5 times 10 is 60. And then we just...
You know what? You know that 5 times 10 is what?
Is 50. And then you just add on the extra 10, which is 2 5s.
Okay. So 360 divided by 5 we can figure out because we know 5 times 60 is 300 and 5 times 12 is 60. So what's 360 divided by 5?
Is 72.
72. Yeah. I got your little soldier here. He's in the way. So 360 divided by 5 is 72. Okay. So there's a very similar problem to this in your homework. Okay, so let me move Mr. Soldier Guy. Okay, so very good. You figured out if it loses 5 minutes every day, it's going to take 72 days to lose 6 hours. So that was a good problem, actually. Okay, so here's your homework assignment. It's Olympiad 28.